Howdy, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Malenia's Arsenal, the series where we take down Malenia and NG7 with every weapon. Today we will be using the Weathered Straight Sword. Now, before we get into it, I'd just like to remind you guys, please do leave a like if you enjoy the content, subscribe if you haven't and you want to see more, and leave a comment if you want to choose the next weapon. This weapon was actually chosen by somebody, and this time the weapon goes out to my wife. I told her to look through the list of weapons and pick one that she thought looked interesting. And she went by the pictures and immediately chose this. So, let's get right into it, shall we? It is a straight sword with a rather short but wide blade. Simple to wield, it was known as the Sword of the People. Though the Erdtree restyling is still visible, time has not been kind to this sword, now merely a shadow of its former self. So this weapon is supposed to be the worst straight sword, right? Pretty much, at least in terms of physical straight swords. Even still, it's a straight sword. I know that's redundant sounding, but it's gonna be good still. It's gonna be good enough still. How about that? And we're gonna change to a an attack speed loadout, shall we? The only thing to note this time, I'm using Glint Blade Phalanx, which is not something I ever really use. It's decent damage, right? For free. As you can see, this thing's already doing, well, better than the torch was. How about that? Ooh. Whoops. I'm a little rusty with how to fight her with straight swords, apparently. That's okay, though. Don't let her. There you go. As you can see, this thing does fine stance damage because it's a sword. I don't really have much to say about this weapon besides the fact that it's gonna be good, you know? It's gonna be good enough, how about that? We are trying out... Yeah, I'm trying to prove something with this. So I'm using a +0 heater shield. I forgot to mention that part. Trying to show how strong Vow of the Indomitable is compared to, say, Barricade Shield. Just due to the fact that you don't need stamina for this. And as you saw, I had like 15-20% stamina maybe, and I was still able to block it properly. That's a pretty big deal. Don't let her. Overall, I mean, like, this is basically just going to be very simple. Whoa, I got hit by that. Maybe not so simple. It's going to be a pretty simple fight, though, right? Same idea with any normal straight sword, just with slightly lower than average damage. Also, it's like 7 a.m. in the morning. Obviously, that's what AM means, which means I might be a little tired and a little worse than normal, but that's okay. So if I make any mistakes, that might be why. Or if I sound a little different. Honestly, I might. I did just wake up like 10 minutes ago. And I thought I'd record this one because I've been putting it off for a bit. For no real reason. And my wife keeps asking me about it. She's like, have you done the weapon? If you can't tell, I'm including some things that I did in the torch fight. And I do believe I'm now even better at Malenia. Which is just good. Oh, except if you get hit by all of it. Alright. I'm getting hit by some weird things right now, but overall, I mean, she's at practically dead for phase 1, right? She's got just a little bit more, and I've still got half my flasks. And like, yeah, this is fine, right? Because we take 2 hits there now. The difference is to not get clipped from that, you have to be sprinting at her after you roll past, is what I've noticed. Apparently I'm just gonna... I have chosen violence with the buttons today. You shouldn't have done the running attack. The running attack is actually what got me hit, because R1 is just faster. Just take her to phase 2. Yeah. We're doing fine, honestly. This weapon is performing A-okay. Nothing special. It's a little on the weaker end, and also, if you notice, I'm down to like 20 FP. Because that could matter. Depending on how she chooses to fight. Sad. Also sad, we got locked into a straightforward roll. That's so unfortunate when that happens. And I don't really know what determines if I'll be locked into a straightforward roll. I think it's something about recovering from the ground. Can do that. Yeah. So this is our last vow. Which means... Whoops. I played that wrong. My bad. I think the only difference between Barricade Shield and Vow is what you're trading off in her healing is possibly needing more FP. And that's okay, but like it's significant enough to actually warrant a few levels in FP, or at least one blue flask, is what I've been noticing. Not that many levels, like maybe 5 to 10 levels in Mind, but why did I go in there? That's just never correct. Yeah, so now we have an issue, right? And I'm scrambling. Nope, I'm dead. Let's try that one again, shall we? Also, I'm going to swap one blue flask on so that we don't have to worry about that happening. Shall we? And there we go. Also, I used glintstone phalanx at the start, which was completely unnecessary. It's all the way at the top. What am I doing? There we go. Give me just a second. Okay. And this time I don't have my my rune arc active, but that's okay. No, sad. Always sad when she outranges you there. That is the big downside of this weapon, technically. It has a much lower range than the average straight sword would. But even still, it's manageable. Like, if you're attacking at maximum range, you're still getting good range on it, just due to how she moves when she attacks. Her sword is long, but makes up for the fact that when she attacks, she lunges on almost everything she does. She's got to be close to stance breaking, yep. You can tell when she is, because if she is doing that backpedal thing where she does a bunch of flips, she's actively trying to recover stance pressure. Alright. We'll do another. I mean, we're doing fine here, right? Like, this just feels good. I don't have much to add right now, because I'm not really messing up, and it's a little early. I gotta say, it is really weird. Whoops. I could have gotten hit there. It is really weird having the red surround you like every 2 hits. Every 3 hits, technically. Just because I'm combo hitting or I'm healing. Yeah, okay. I mean, like, we're really forcing aggression this time. It feels a lot better as well, honestly. Don't let her. That was not a safe place to go in, but I chose and I weighed the risks very quickly, and it worked out in my advantage. Alright, phase 1 is down. This is how Malenia should play with a straight sword. Typically, like, really though, you can push so much advantage with such a fast weapon. And then in phase 2, she has the kick. I mean, she has waterfowl as well, but like, she always does. She's not kicking it? Wow. I'm just surprised now. There it is. Alright. I delayed my 4th R1 there. That's so sad. We're just gonna go back to swinging on her. No real reason not to. We're at full health. Yeah. We have so much advantage here that we should just be pushing buttons, right? And trying to force her into making decisions she doesn't want to, which is very easy in phase 2. As long as you can keep up aggression. The biggest choice she never wants to make, but is easiest to force, is just the roundhouse kick coming from the right. It is possibly her best and worst move. It's her get off me button that she really likes. I tried, because if I had succeeded in that, yeah, she would have kicked. And because we use shrimp during, or crab during this phase, it's a lot easier to get in there and not be worried about getting hit, you know? Also, this would be possibly better even if I had bleed, you know? Yeah, that was almost flawless. That was beautiful. A wonderful kill against her there. And much better than the first attempt. Let's go ahead and use a rune arc. And then we're going to go fight Moog real quick, and then that'll be it. But I think this weapon is performing admirably. I think it's kind of showing straight swords don't really matter what they do as long as they do damage, you know? So that's handy. I mean, like, the attack rating we have is 594. I think... I don't remember what Warhawk's Talon was at. I want to say I was actually unimpressed by that thing. And honestly, I think the Cane Sword has lower overall damage. I'd have better scaling, who knows. So who knows? But, I mean... It's hard to go wrong with straight swords, is the big thing to note. Just because. They're fast, they have pretty good posture damage, poise, stance damage, whatever you want to call it. So it's really hard to complain about this weapon, even if it's like a joke of a weapon in the game. Like, look, it's still doing yellow damage to Moog. Yeah, I went a little too aggressive on that last one. And I could be two-handing, but I truly think the two-handing moveset is just worse on straight swords. We'll fall back and we'll heal. Yeah. Oh, that actually hit me. That's surprising. I never noticed how much he makes little grunts and stuff. I'll tell you guys, since I've turned up the volume, it's been revolutionary for me too. There's actually, like, I barely hear the game when I'm normally recording, and I should have used that to know that Possibly I should have turned it up, you know. I gotta say, I think Moog was harder than Malenia for me at first in terms of once I started this series, but honestly, nothing really holds a candle to Malenia. Like, I still wouldn't call her like, I don't know. Once she's learned, I wouldn't call her like the insane, unstoppable boss that she's kind of seen as a lot of the time. But at the same time, I'm like, wow, the difference in the super boss levels of difficulty are massive because Moog is almost nothing compared to her. There are times where I'm scrambling, but even still, it's so rare compared to her. I think his big thing is he was supposed to be super jank to attack, right? Or because of his attack speeds and stuff. Also, he has massive range. But, like, I don't know. If I die here, it'd be kind of funny, huh? I still don't think I will. That's the crazy thing, right? Like, even with me just getting smacked around. We'll fall back again, and we'll actually heal to full. He does look super cool, though, huh? That was one of the weird attacks to learn. His charge. Also, if you position poorly, he can be a little awkward, but, like, yeah. I mean, that took, like, 2 minutes or something. So, yeah. The comeback of our dynasty. Yep. Uh, it's gonna be interesting if he's tied to the DLC, obviously. But beyond that, I mean, like, he's just not that strong anymore. He hits really hard, it's a big thing. So if you're not wearing armor or you have low vigor, he does kill really fast. But, like, what doesn't in the end game? Anyway, thank you for watching if you did. I will see you guys next time. I have some things to do for the rest of the day. But thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, all that. If you do, I would be very thankful. And we are really growing. I love to see it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.